Okay, so whatever, we'll hide that. We don't need this. Make this smaller. Ditch this. So normally I just have millions of screenshots. The reason I have loads of screenshots is you got to give like visual reference to the AI to tell it what to build. It's a pain in the butt, and I'm sure there's a better way to do it where you have like screenshot to link or screenshot to keychain, which I know you can do with like Command Shift Option 4 maybe. And the whole point of that, sorry, let me just do this before I keep talking. Yeah, do all in order. Normally I just tell it to do this, do all in order, and the whole point of it telling it to do this is it goes like does number 1, does number 2, does number 3. Let's let it go away and do that. Let's kill some of this stuff. So OpenClaw, this is a client project, don't need this stuff. These are sitemaps, these are competitors. So let's keep the competitors open. I've got this open, so expireddomains.net. Super duper helpful if you're trying to find a domain for a project. What I normally do is I do no numbers, no hyphens, and then I change the time range depending on what I'm looking for. I always view it like 100 or 200 domains, so you can see lots of domains. I never use anything else, but what I do use is this. I use, domain starting with, domain ending with. So for example, if you wanted to put in AI and just hit return, that'd be right. Then it'll give you all the domains that end in AI that have just expired, and that's handy if you're trying to pick up a new domain, because you might want to name your project, and then as a result of that you can pick up a handy domain that sort of matches what you're trying to build. This will take some time. This was yesterday, right? So it was very busy yesterday. I've got a lot of projects on the go. As you can see here, if you don't know, I'm using Codex. I like Codex a lot. The reason I like it is it's just a really good harness. It's got a good execution. I use GPT 5.5 and I generally put it on fast. I hit rate limits last week, which was really annoying, and I had to buy more usage. I'm on the $200 plan. So I bought more usage, but it was just so annoying to have to run out of rate, to be rate limited. Once again, I'm sure there's probably a way where I could further optimize like the LLM and not have it, go and read the docs every time. I know that Carpathy, whatever his name is, has got something that teaches the LLM to have like a optimized or fast ability to read the code base and understand the code base and know where to look for things, but maybe we'll do that later today. So let me tell you about the project that we're currently building at the moment. I'm building a lot of projects. I got stuck a lot over the last maybe call it 6 months building projects without let's go back even further. I started with Bolt New. So if you don't know what Bolt New is, it was sort of like one of the early it was kind of like just at the same time or just before Lovable. They both kicked off at the same time. This Bolt New is owned by Stack Blitz, right? Stack Blitz is kind of like a GitHub clone. It's like a GitHub environment type thing. I don't even really know what it does. It's like an online IDE. So it's like a VS Code, but it's in the cloud, right? So they had this product here, and then they built this this product bolt new. And this was like my first real like epiphany moment of AI could build sort of like web apps and code and stuff. So I built a bunch of prototypes using this, and they did really well in terms of not producing any cash in terms of like generating income from an actual app that it built. It just made incredible prototypes. And when I turned up to client meetings and demoed these prototypes, people were like blown away by the quality of the concept that that I'd produced, and it led to clients as a result of using this. This number here is hilarious because it doesn't cost this at all. It starts here. This is like the entry point, and then it like goes up parabolic based on the amount of credits you use. So let's have a look here. Unused tokens roll over each month. Yeah, the real pricing is actually like significantly more expensive. Like I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
What if you could build a
hundreds of dollars. Bulk cloud, best practices, plan your app, maximizing token efficiency. Anyway, you go through like a bajillion tokens, like literally so many tokens, cost hundreds of dollars. There's nothing wrong with that. That's their business model, right? That's the business model of all of these apps, really. VO does something similar. Replit does something similar. Anything does something similar. There's also the one I mentioned before, which is Lovable. And then you've got Rourke, which just got bought out by someone, I forget who. They've joined someone. I forget who they've been bought by, but it'll be like Rourke is joining so and so, right? Blah 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 blah. I don't know who they're joining. Someone bought them. Build your app ideas, yeah. Blah 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 blah. No one cares. That's cool. Someone's hit $1,000. You know, this is the real goal, right? How can you help users, Brian? How can you help people make an economic impact? How can you help them generate income, right? That's the whole point of this thing. How can we help people earn cash? Because like if you've ever tried to make money online, it's hard. It's actually really hard. It's hard to do well, you know? So this is the Lovable one I was telling you about. It's like build something, right? For a year, I like wanted to create something like this, right? I haven't. I've gone off and built a whole bunch of other random stuff, like ultra random stuff, right? So I'll just give you an example of what I've built. So I didn't build LinkedIn. I built this, right? Link for $1. It's literally just a clone of $1 Million Homepage. Basically, you know, there's squares. People can buy a square. You click on the square and it opens the website, right? I need to add the referral ID thing. But the whole premise here is if you want if you want a link to point at your website, it costs you $1, right? So you go through, you fill this out, you hit claim square for $1, and then it sends you to a Stripe payment gateway. You can buy more than one square, you can buy increments thereof, and it gives you a link. So if you think about SEOs and people out there looking to, well, people that care about actually getting links to their website, they're generally SEO companies. So you can see here, SEMrush, we've got Ahrefs, we got online marketing gurus, and then a bunch of just like SEO companies, basically. They want links, they want them to point at their website. So that's the idea. It's a one-page website, it's built in PHP, a little bit of vanilla JavaScript, and it sits on Cloudflare. Right? That's one app. But you know, please please bear with the sort of shitty design of some of these. I'm not a designer, so you'll see stuff like this where it just doesn't look right. And look, it's messy, but it's out there. It's in the world, and it's live, right? And I think from there, then I can iterate on it. One thing that I've been guilty of in the past is building stuff and then sitting on it. It's a terrible way to do it. Like, no one's going to find your stuff ever, basically. And you may as well just get it all out there into the world, into the marketplace, and see what resonates, right? So yeah, and pardon the sort of like former SEO in me. What you'll see here is like all these sort of different sort of SEO pages. So if, you know, an accountant is looking for a website, they can click here and it's like accountant website. So what this one is it is basically it's a free website for tradespeople. So for air conditioning company, right? Air conditioning company wants a website. They go here, they can sign up, they get a website. So if you click on websites, you go here, you can preview, and then it gives them this like website, and then lets them have an image, lists their services, reviews, lets them have a phone number. You can click through and choose different styles. Once again, this can sort of be upgraded in terms of the quality of its design. Yeah, we'll get there. How it works, I don't know how it works. Yeah, choose a template, add some proof, capture leads, upgrade, and then get some results. It also, so the real key to this one, it's a free website, and the way I did it, I set it up so that it creates like real subdomain websites. And the reason I did that is because I want people to like have it. I want them to own their own thing. I want them to have their own website. So if you think about Go High Level, ClickFunnels, couple of like Squarespace even, it gives you like your own website. So if I click on this open website, right? This website here, as you can see here, apparate.tradie.com.au. This is like my one for my business, and this is what it gives you. It gives you your own like website. I know it sort of looks kind of shit, but it's an initial prototype, right? So it's like gives you logo name, phone number, call out or H1, 2 CTAs, list of services. This is an optional toggle. Design needs work, right? Emergency service available, yes. Service areas, so they can list the localities that they service. And as you can see down here in the URL, it gives you a service page. So every website that adds multiple service locations can now rank for electrician Newport or electrician Bilgola or electrician Avalon, different suburbs, and that can help them rank services. And then it creates an individual. This is actually better than I thought it was. So it creates services index, and it creates individual services pages and a custom URL. Trust, compliance, call outs, testimonials, FAQs. We'll add schema to this eventually. Core contact information. It tracks the lead. And then what happens when the lead gets dropped in? Let me just close this out. Sorry, I'm already there. What happens when the lead gets dropped in, right? It drops them in as a contact, and it drops them into this sales pipeline. So if you think about a tradesman, out and about, busy, doesn't want to like deal with complex technology, click on here. That doesn't really work, but need to work on the responsiveness. Then there's the lead, right? And then from this, then they'll be able to perform actions. They can drag and drop and progress it along. Market is contacted. When they get to quoted, right? Then they can create a quote. Then they can invoice it. If the quote gets approved, then they can have a job. Jobs can move through different levels of progress and completion, have job costings, etc. So as you can see, like this is super duper janky, needs a lot of work, but it's already out and about. It's in the marketplace. Lets them send emails, so you can have marketing, which is like, you as a tradesperson, you can create lists and send to people. Once again, I need to work on the quality of design, because I think anyone can build like slop like this. Like, this isn't hard, but taking this to the next level, the next phase, and having something that is like high quality and can actually generate interest, that's where the real like power will come. So let me just go back one sec as well. So the big change for me, as I was sort of mentioning before, I was really caught up in like TypeScript, JavaScript, Next.js, Vite, like everything on Vercel, and everything broke constantly. Like, I had convex backends, I had Supabase backends, sort of dabbled in, like, I looked at Google Cloud, I looked at AWS, I looked at Neon. There's a lot of skill issue here. Like, I am not good at this stuff from a developer standpoint, but I'm perfectly fine at it for a, like, I can figure it out sort of a point of view. And so, you know, what you'll sort of see here is that I'm, instead of getting all stressed out about producing different apps, I'm just going to build like loads of stuff. So these are the ones that are in the mix at the moment. So we just looked at Tradie. This is one called Microsite, and it's literally it's kind of like a light version of Loom. Lets you record a video, upload it, and then host that video and then share it with people. And then you can put things like lead capture forms on the video that you're sharing with people. You can look at the engagement on the video, and then you can create like your own microsite. It's in the name. Your own microsite from, like, if you've got a pro account, then you can have this sort of public profile, and the public profile lets you display all your videos. So it's kind of like link in bio meets Loom meets sort of Squarespace or MySpace in a way, where an individual can have a profile, and the profile can have videos, newsletters. I wish I could share my one. /s/Lewis, maybe? Nope. /p. Nope. Anyway, it'd be good if I remembered what it was so that I could show you my... So it's got like a library with all the videos. I'm just trying to see if I can find my one. Oh, you know, I can just show you on Twitter. And it is Twitter. I won't call it X. Dumbest thing I've ever shipped. Yes. All right. Sorry. U, of course. Why is it -U? Anyway. -U as in you as in person, maybe. Anyway. So this is my one. You can change everything. You can change all the colors. You can change the background, profile border of the card. This is the video placement. These are the links. These are the socials. These are the other websites. It's got a creation graph, sort of like GitHub, but for creators. It's got achievements, so like a little bit gamified. And yeah, I know it could probably look better, and I'll work on it when I have time. But yeah, it's already out. It's in the marketplace. It's just sitting there. Now, the real kicker with these types of projects is normally when you do it, you have to host it. There's like a database you have to host it on. It gets really expensive really quickly unless you use something like Cloudflare. So I follow Levels on Twitter, right? And he's incredibly good at what he does. And for years, I haven't been able to like fully grasp, once again, skill issue, fully grasp, hey, it doesn't have to be so complicated. It can just be basic PHP, vanilla JavaScript, SQLite. It doesn't have to be this like infinitely scalable. Like I come from enterprise product management, so that in itself creates problems. The reason it creates problems is you try and create these systems that are like way too over engineered, like eventually persistent system on Kafka events and all this sort of stuff. It's a terrible idea. You should literally just have a HTML page, and then if you need interactivity, then you can start to sprinkle in PHP, JavaScript, or whatever you're comfortable with. Also, like, I went down this track of like, oh, everything needs to be built like on Rails, and the reason it needs to be built on Rails is because, you know, you've got Rails. It's so scalable, and we should build it on Rails so that if we get like 1 million customers, we can scale. The LLMs are so good. If any product actually gets traction, then you can try and scale it. Then you can worry about that sort of stuff, and then just cut it over. Because like don't kid yourself. I don't think anything you build initially is going to get like rapid traction. You may as well just chill, build something calm and relaxed and easy. And this is cool. We should stream to live as well. How do you do that? So good. Hello. Yeah, well, we should add Twitter as a stream. I wonder if anyone knows how to add multiple streams. That'd be really cool. How do I turn the sound back on? It's basically a rave. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, you could just use Cloudflare. Now, Cloudflare is kind of amazing. The reason it's amazing is it's basically free. I don't mean it's actually free, like it's not free, but it's very cheap. And not only is it very cheap, LLMs really like it. So it's got a great CLI, and you can basically tell it to do anything. So like one of the problems with a lot of these tools, like they're built for normies. I'm a normie and I pretend to not be a normie. But I mean, for all intensive purposes, abstracting away complexity is going to be the main thing for people. So this is so idiot proof, it's not funny. Like, what do you want to build? Describe it, hit go, right? And so that needs to be like what you try and produce, right? Google, like, you're not going to be able to beat Google, right? If you look at this, eventually this will just do everything, but for now, it's actually pretty complicated. And the reason it's complicated is because as soon as it goes beyond the basics of anything, they force you to go to like look at all this stuff. Nobody knows what all this stuff is. Like you and I might, but like general populace doesn't know what any of this means. Like Gemini 3 flash and blah 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 and model strength and how much thinking and the temperature of the thinking is like it's not cold in here. If you click out of any of this stuff, like what's an API key and like which model do I choose, and it's just becomes so confusing to people, and people don't care. People don't care at all. Some people do, and if they do care, then they're probably using a harness. They're probably using Codex or Claude or Codex, right? Let me commit and push. Check on this. Then we'll commit and push on this one, then we'll update it. Like it'll send me to Google Cloud, it'll get me to create a billing account, and then you've lost them, right? It's like product management 101. As soon as you put a barrier or a hurdle in front of someone, then you're gonna lose them. Because it's like, I don't know what a Gemini API request is, and I don't know what paper request is. It's like BYO key. No, just get rid of it, hide it all. Don't let the user be stressed by it. These guys, Rourke, Lovable, Bolt, they have the right idea, right? Even like Veo's slightly different. It's created more around like getting the componentry to then pipe into a Vercel or Next project. It's opinionated, right? It's opinionated in the sense it's going to push you down a particular direction. You're going to end up with something on Vercel. That's their goal. They're going to use Shard CN. This is what you're gonna end up with. This is what your app will look like. Nothing wrong with that. It's actually amazing. But essentially that's where you'll land, and then you'll end up on Vercel. So it's kind of like Lacrosse Finance Segway Pipeline. It's basically Shad CN Vercel Next.js pipeline. That's their goal. That's what they're aiming for. Google's version of that wants you on Gemini. They want you to use Google Search. They want you to end up on Google Cloud. Lovable is locking you into Lovable and then letting you use Supabase. Bolt, probably Supabase as well.
What if you could build a complete app just by...
Doesn't matter what they're trying to do. Replit is locking you into Replit. So they have their own database product and their own auth product. And own security product. Their whole goal is to get you to use a particular type of model that will be the most expensive model possible. Great, it's a great product. An amazing, like you can build amazing things with this. I was actually like, this was the one that for me, this one helped me get into deeper LLM harnesses and tools. And the reason is it has auth. I used auth.js, and then I used Replit auth, and then I used whatever was next. But it teaches you to look at the next progression of the implementation and execution. Because as soon as you know that, then that's kind of like you learning how to build a better version of the thing. Right? So what am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to build stuff and get it out into the marketplace. I don't know if any of it will be good. I don't know if any of it will be used, but it's just a learning process for me right now. And I'm just trying to like see what happens and not be too stressed about it, and do it in a way where I think it will add value and help people generate income. So yeah, like in terms of my overarching goal, this is a house property one that I built. It's actually terrible. It has nothing of substance yet. It's janky but it's out there, right? It's got a lot of pages. It's got a lot of pages, that's for sure. And the goal is to just see what gets traction, right? There's this one, which will be like a calling app, a dialing app. It doesn't work because I built it in Next and then I migrated it to Rails and then I migrated it to PHP. And so I need to like circle back and just make sure like the minimum viable product works in the simplest scenario. This is basically a co-working agent that I'm going to build, which is like basically, I mean, you can do all this with ChatGPT or Claude. So why wouldn't you just do it with that? Is the question. Potentially, though, having like long-running scheduled tasks and repeated scheduled tasks could be like the differentiator. Like I know you can do that in different AIs, but other people don't know you can do that in different AIs. So if you can give that to them in a really, really simple way that lets them do it, that could be cool. This is like a DocuSign clone. It basically lets two different people sign a document totally for free at the moment. Basically, there's no templates. You upload a document and then request the signers and then drag the document on and then the signers sign, basically. This is the Cockatoo one that I'm just building now, which is basically, one of those builders. So you go templates and then you choose the template and it populates this box here and then you hit generate and then in theory, it should generate, a to-do list app. So there you go. It actually worked and generated a to-do list app. You can publish, you can view it in different sizes, and then you can iterate on it. This is very early days, so I need to do a lot of work on it, but yeah, it's basically kind of a clone of one of those builders. This is a brand asset kit for like premium brands to have better brand management and like be able to share assets with different companies. There's no pricing or anything on this at the moment. It's just like you upload all your assets and then you organize them and have different logo variants and fonts and color palettes and stuff. This is the company that actually delivers the work. It doesn't do anything at the moment. This is just we're forward deployed engineers in a sense. Not really. This is just us trying to ride the hype train, and the goal is to help industries with executing. This is a consulting company in its most basic form. Agent Kit, I haven't built anything on yet. I should put a landing page up for that today so it doesn't look like a 404, and I showed you Tradie to begin with. So yeah, that's it for now. I don't know how anyone does sort of 2 hours of this. I don't know if anyone would ever watch 2 hours of this. But I guess